So I had an interesting morning. I didn't sleep well at all. Woke up kind of exhausted, and then saw on my phone that the video for Dodie's win that I uploaded, which it was the first one that I didn't share on social media. I mean, there's only two at the moment, and despite that, all you Dodie fans seem to have found the video. And while it is a small channel and the growth isn't, insanely viral or anything like that, the going from 90 views after the first day to 500 in the morning, and now at this time of the day, I think it's almost at 800, it was very, very heartwarming. And I just wanted to say thank you for that, because as much as it's a small channel and the growth is one step at a time, I never want to take that for granted. So thank you. I just taught some students of mine. I am a music teacher too. I have my cold coffee, my second cold coffee, still from this morning. But I'm going to get right into Sorry, as you guys requested it. And I find that when I am this tired, I am more deeply affected by very sad and intimate songs, which makes me think that given how When turned out and a song called Sorry, I'm getting the impression that it's going to do wonders to me today. Anyway, let's dive into it. Turn it on. Take a listen to Sorry by Dodie. Let's do this. Oh, and my name's MilenPS. I always forget to say that.
It happened fast,
Yeah.
like a fired gun, bleeding out, and it was done.
Okay, I'm going to pause it right there. I know it's pretty early, but there's already a lot to say. So we've got Dodie singing her quiet heart out with lyrics that are like the bullets she's talking about, like just very soft, but hitting you right in the feels, and the song's barely started. And she's playing her, I don't know if it's an acoustic or a classical guitar. What I love about it, actually not too dissimilar from the start of the Billie Eilish video, is that there's a kind of like a rustling noise. Like if she's sitting down on a stool and playing, you can hear it rustling. And because of how quiet her voice is when she's performing, I imagine the gain on the microphone is also quite high. So it's going to pick up a lot around her. And it could be intentional, just like maybe it was put in there and after the song was done, but I get the impression that was just her like shifting in her seat when she performed. If you look at the chord progression so far, it's kind of a musical theater chord progression. It's like a A9, right? To an E over G sharp. It's all in the key of A major. It's 1, 5, 6, 4, which, like I said, is very common in musical theater. If you want a good example, I'm sorry ahead of time, although this is a great song and I won't let anyone tell me otherwise. Yeah, but with her, because she has these extensions in it, it gives me the impression of Stephen Sondheim, a wonderful musical theater composer from Into the Woods, Sweeney Todd, and Company. He has this what is kind of referred to as New Americana, like these like very pentatonic melodies, and these big kind of 9 and open chords. She's also in 3/4 time, meaning that it kind of has this very light waltzy feel. So that's what we got so far. Let's continue. Get our hearts broken.
There was the end. I couldn't found too late.
Changed a little there. So the second time the chord progression goes through, it starts exactly the same as the 1, 5, 6, 4, or the Let It Go progression. It's a little different. It starts with the A9 down to G, down to the E over G sharp, and then it goes down to G, a nice little chromatic change, and then it drops down to an E sus, and I don't think it resolves. So in total, it sounds like this. Here's the change. Very cool stuff. I like that it's not a direct 4-chord loop. Let's keep going.
Go back. Show me the eyes.
Those tremolo strings, yep.
So I'd really know just what it looks like.
Ooh.
There was the end.
Oh, yeah. Big musical theater vibes.
And I didn't want to believe such a monster.
That's a tragic lyric, oh my god.
And I know I've always known in the end I'd be sorry.
Okay, so we've shifted from this kind of waltzy, very bright musical theater with a nice 8-chord progression, really. We've kind of shifted to what is called the relative minor of the key. It sounded like it was an F sharp minor. If you don't know what a relative minor key is, when you play in a key, there's essentially a set of rules that you need to follow called a key signature. Certain notes need to be changed for the key to work, and that set of rules is also shared by another key, what is called its relative minor. So the rules are the same, but it sounds dark instead of bright. So in A major, we have C, F sharp, and G sharp as the rule notes that we have to follow, and it's the exact same thing in F sharp minor. And she's doing this kind of old sort of like maybe vaudeville or this old sort of theater production kind of music. It has this this little descending chromatic line and this little lift at the end, and her melody is just cycling through F sharp to A in the first 3 notes of the scale. Right? It's really, really nice. Very, very sort of older entertainment. It actually reminds me a lot of a band called the Deer Hunter, who anyone who knows me knows I love them. And they have the same sort of vaudeville sound in a lot of their music. Let's hear where this keeps going, because this is great so far.
That's all I am now. That's all I can be. Yes,
Okay. Okay. I hated stopping that, but we gotta talk about just what happened. So we started alternating between these 2 chords that are very, very, very dark and have this huge sort of almost film score drama to them. It's between B flat major to D minor. And then it modulates down to the tritone and does the same move up to C minor. And those moves are, like I said, they're super dramatic and quite heart-wrenching. And then this move is huge. It's used a lot in science fiction, actually. So in a very similar way to When starts off with like this intimate little story being told in Lydian and then becomes Lord of the Rings. And now we have this waltzy opening little sort of musical theater thing that's now going into gigantic string chord progressions that are my favorite kind of chord progressions. We call them non-functional because the way we're moving, we're actually modulating a lot. So B flat to D minor makes sense. You hear it a lot, and the change down to A flat to C minor is completely non-functional. There's no reason to go there besides the music sounding huge. And those are my favorite kind of chord progressions. We completely left the key. We're gonna listen to that whole sequence again because there's a couple chords after it that I want to hear. I have a feeling she's not done moving yet. Also, I don't want to see her cry anymore. I don't want to see Dodie cry. I know exactly what she's doing. We just landed in D flat major. Or maybe D flat Lydian, I'm guessing, because I believe I saw on the track list that this takes us to when. Okay. Dodie. This is exactly what happened the last time. This song is 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and I feel like I already feel like I've watched a gigantic scene in a movie. This is fantastic. I'm not gonna stop saying it. It's a word I use a lot for her, apparently. Man, your string arrangements, as I found out through the comments, which are done by you, are fantastic. You have an incredible ear. A lot of people hire arrangers and orchestrators. I've been one of them many times, and it's people usually have ideas, but they need to be massaged, kind of reorchestrated for a string section to do them. That's what I thought when I said, like, I'm not really sure who did this, but from what I understand, it is you. And it was fantastic. Again, there's no guarantee you're actually going to see this, but in case you do, I need to say it. The fact that you went out of your way to get us into D flat major so that we could get into when is amazing. I love that kind of transitional songwriting. It makes records so much more cohesive when they move from song to song. Otherwise, you find you kind of get stuck writing in the same couple of few keys. If you play in keys that are too far apart and try to put keys beside each other, like in a track list, it's really easy for songs to feel like they don't belong or it's a little disjointed. And the fact that you went out of your way to get us into D flat major for when, it's incredible, and such attention to detail, and for the macro look at your record and to making sure that it flows from track to track. This was beautiful. If you guys enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the usual stuff. My name is MilenPS again, and if there's something you want me to listen to, please throw it into the comments and I will take a look. Again, thank you for this kind of little step in getting this channel a little bigger. It means a lot. You guys have a good one. I'll see you next time.